It's been a while since I cooked something, so I'm gonna make a video of I'm gonna cook some rice with chicken. It's basically very common in the Balkan or Macedonia. This is a recipe from east part of Macedonia, place called Kochani or Zletovo. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this pot and I'm gonna make the rice in it, and then I'm gonna make a cabbage salad with some cucumber and green onions. So for the salad, I'm gonna use vinegar, salt, and black pepper. That's it. This is Vegeta, very common in the Balkan, and I'm gonna use rice. I like this rice. I don't like the long grain because this one is more, I don't know, chubby. And chicken drumsticks. So the first step will be boiling the chicken drumsticks. I'm gonna show you step by step if you want to try it. It's really tasty. So yeah, like I said, boiling the drumsticks for like 20-30 minutes on fairly low, maybe between 4 and 5, whatever. So 20-30 minutes. I have two packs, so they're around 9 or 10 drumsticks, and I don't have a big pot, so I'm gonna use this twice. I'm gonna go slow. So that's the first step, boiling the drumsticks for, I would say, 20-30 minutes on low, slow, whatever. Next step will be cutting the onion in very small pieces. I'll put one onion and a half. Then washing the peppers and also chopping them in very small pieces. And the third thing that's gonna go in the rice are the tomatoes. I'm gonna wash them, peel them, and cut them in small pieces like these. When the drumsticks are boiling, you want to make sure you remove this from the top. Usually it shows up at the beginning, so get rid of this while they're boiling. You might have to do it a few times. And then the water later from the drumsticks, we're gonna use it for the rice, because that pan is gonna go in the oven. And there it is. And then you just let them boil for a little bit more. Okay, I had to stop for some time because I had things to do. So this is how the peppers look like. They're very thin. I mean, in very small pieces. These are Anaheim peppers. I don't know, they're sweet, but even they're not chili, but any pepper will work, organic or not organic. The onion, here you have like a 1.5 onion. It's good to have onion, you know, and because it's a lot of rice. It's gonna be a lot of rice, so that's why I chopped, you know, a lot of onion. And here's the tomato. So the onion can be yellow, sweet, or not sweet, up to you. Can be red onion, I don't really care. And then the tomato, I go for the ones on the vine, so I chop them in really small pieces, as small as I can, and I peel them like an apple, and then I remove the middle. There's the hard part, and then I just chop it like, you know, like the peppers and the onions. And yeah, this is the next step. I'm gonna fry the onion with the peppers together for 10-15 minutes, and then I'm gonna add the rice, and I'll show you. I'll go step by step. They're still boiling. Make sure when they finish after 20-30 minutes they're really soft. You can use a fork to check them. And here I'm frying the chopped green peppers. Doesn't have to be green, can be, I don't know, red or whatever. Just make sure the peppers are not really thick, like tin peppers. You can use spicy or not, up to you. So I add a little bit of vegetable oil. You can use any oil you want, just a little bit, maybe like I don't know, 1 finger or 2 fingers of oil. And I'm gonna fry now the green peppers with the onion, and then I'm gonna add they're gonna fry for like 10-15 minutes until they turn a little bit yellowish, kind of soft. They're gonna become a little bit soft, and then I'm gonna add the rice, and then this, and then some spices. And this is gonna be basically it. I'll show you next how much rice to use, you know, because it's usually it triples after it's cooked. This is the baking tray I'm gonna use. I believe it's made in Serbia. It's a very thick, I believe it's the name, it's Metalac, the company, Metalac or something like that. So I'm not gonna put a lot of rice. You grab the rice, it's a big bag. Usually it's like, let's see, what's gonna be enough. Should be like roughly 1 centimeter, or like the size of a nail, you know. That's the thickness of this, because usually it triples, and the amount of water you're gonna add, it's 3 times the whatever rice you add. 3 to 1. Come on, buddy. I'm using this with one hand, so it's a little bit tricky, but I'll do it. I'm gonna put like 9 or 10 drumsticks, so there's gonna be quite a lot of food. This, everything that you see here, the rice, the drumsticks, the veggies. I was lazy to go to this other place, so I bought them from Walmart, and everything was around $30, something like that. So basically, you're gonna have food for, I don't know, 4 people for $35 maybe. So yeah, even less than size of a nail. So maybe like a little bit more. Yeah, I'll add a little bit more. I like rice, but with the veggies, this is like, I don't know how much. This is like 2 inches. 1, 2 inches. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So this basically. Look at that. Something black in the rice. Black. What is that? Oh, black sheep. Get it. Get it. Okay, got it. So this is basically how much rice you need. You can see it's just to cover it, and then just add a little bit more. I'll add a little bit more because I like rice. But I have to make sure, you know, what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you in the next steps how much water to add. And I'm going to use the water from, yeah, that's more than enough rice. I'm going to use the water from the drumsticks that I'm boiling them in. Okay, this is going pretty good. This is a very traditional meal in Macedonia, especially from the place where my mother comes from. I'll leave a, I don't know if there's any video from that place. It's a small village in east part of Macedonia called Zletovo. Zletevo, something like that. So yeah, drumsticks are almost ready, waiting for the rice. Pepper and the onion, it's almost done. Maybe like a few more minutes. You see how it turned yellowish a little bit. It's soft. So I'm gonna show you now why I do the rice first in the pan, you know. I'm going to show you now just so I can calculate how much water to add. So baking pan, this is how much rice there is. So basically I'll have to add like this much water. I do this before I add the veggies, because after you add the veggies like this and that and the spices, the level of the rice will go up significantly, maybe like double. So you won't know how much water you need to put. You might put like excessive water for the rice. So I like to measure the rice like that without the veggies, and then at the end I'll put the drumsticks. They're still boiling. I'm trying to keep the water hot. So the onions and the pepper, they're ready. They're soft, a little bit yellowish. I'm gonna add the rice now, and just reduce this to 3. Okay. Let's add the rice. So the rice, I'll mix it. It will stay with this for like a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot of rice, but the cooking pan is big too. I don't add a lot of oil, vegetable oil, because the rice doesn't really like a lot of oil. Just a little bit of oil, and you see it's oily a little bit. But yeah, this, I'll mix it like this. I'll stir it for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then I will add the tomatoes, and then black pepper, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of Vegeta, a little bit of salt. It's all done by eye. I don't have exact measurements. Yeah, the drumsticks are waiting. I fry the rice a little bit so it can cook better later when I boil it. And the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the tomatoes now. Few minutes with the tomatoes, maybe like 2-3 minutes. That's on 4, yeah. Tomatoes really give a good flavor. These tomatoes, when you buy tomatoes, make sure they're not like a hard as like a potato, tomato, whatever. I mean like a apple or something like that. Get the ones that are slightly soft, maybe organic on the wine or whatever. So let's add a little bit of black pepper. Okay, a little bit of salt. Just a little bit of salt because I'm gonna add Vegeta. Typical for that part of the world. Macedonia, Croatia, Serbia. So a little bit of Vegeta. I'm gonna add also a little bit of Vegeta on the drumsticks later. Okay, we don't wanna over salt it. And then with this for like 1 minute, and then mix it well. If you have to add salt, just add a little bit of salt because the rice will triple. You know, just you can try it, taste it a little bit, see how it is. Heating the oven to 400 degrees because that's, you know, I'm gonna cook it for like probably around 40 minutes, but I'm gonna check once in a while the rice how it is. Okay, now how about we gonna pour this in this, hopefully not the cable. All right, that's that. Now we're gonna level it up. You see how the rice like the volume increases significantly, but it smells so good with the tomatoes and the onion and the pepper. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add water from the water I used to boil the drumsticks, because that water has some chicken fat in it, so it's gonna taste even better. Okay, I think that's that with the rice. So when I was checking the rice without the veggies, I know I'm gonna have to add like this much water, so maybe like an inch. Alrighty, usually it's 3-to-1 like I said. Okay, let's add the water from the drumsticks. Okay, I added the water. I'm gonna check with a fork. So roughly this much. So it's slightly less than that. Okay, this much. So that's perfect. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the drumsticks one at a time. Ta-da. Yeah, they're soft because they were boiling for like 30 minutes, maybe more. Ta-da. So that's the next thing. It's hard to do it with one hand. Yeah, that's what you said. Okay. Okay, all drumsticks are in the cooking pan, baking pan, whatever. So I'm gonna add a little bit of Vegeta on top of the drumsticks. Gives them like a weird, not weird, but like good flavor, because this is basically dried vegetables. Vegeta, just a little bit on each one, and then I'm gonna put them in the oven for around 40 minutes. That's basically it. Let me see, that's it. A bit more over there. All right, this is how it looks like before it goes in the oven. Ta-da! 100 degrees for like 40-45 minutes, but I'm gonna check, see what's going on. I did the dishes while I'm waiting for this to cook, and I'm gonna make the salad too. So this is how it looks like in the oven. But you're gonna start seeing some bubbles when it, I don't want to push it too much, so I like to cook it slow. And while I'm waiting on that for 40-45 minutes, we're gonna make a salad. We're only gonna use green onion, cabbage, and cucumber, and we're only gonna use salt, vinegar, vegetable oil, and a little bit of black pepper. Chop the cabbage in very small, tiny pieces. The thinner it is, the better it is. I'm doing it with one hand because I have no one else to record. So, yep, step one. Skip this part, the hard part, the heart. Skip this. Just use this for the salad. Cucumber, you can peel it or not, either way. Doesn't matter. I just cut them in half and then I just add them in the salad. And the last thing are the green onions. Yay! Okay, try to chop the green onion like in medium sized pieces, and that's how it looks like. Let me see what I'm gonna add now. So I'm gonna add only vegetable oil. It takes a lot of oil, this salad. Okay, some salt, some vinegar, okay, let's mix that, and then I'm gonna add black pepper at the end, just on the top. You can add olive oil, vinegar, or salt as much as you want, whatever you prefer. I like it with more vinegar. And yeah, this is how the salad looks like. Yeah, it's really a light salad, easy to eat. And then on the top, we can add a little bit of black pepper. Just a little bit for the top. That's it. Some people like to add olives. You can add olives if you want, usually on the top or on the side of the salad. Yeah, this is how the salad looks like. This is cooking nice and slow. Forgot to tell you, when you bake it, make sure you turn the pan once in a while. And the peppers in the rice, I usually get rid of the seed and just chop it in small pieces. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, this should be ready in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go. Okay, how do we know it's almost ready? It's finished. So you can try a little bit of the rice, but as you can see, there's still some water. So maybe like 5 more minutes, and that's it. It's almost ready. And then I'm gonna turn on the broil for like a few minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes for the top, and that's basically it. Few minutes broil on low will make the chicken, the drumsticks, to have like a nice crust, and it's almost done. Alrighty, this is the result. I love the salad. Salad is amazing. Very simple. And the chicken should be nice and soft. Can't really, let me use my hands. Ooh, it's hot. Well, bon appetit. I'm gonna get some wine. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.